Ipswich in Preston territory, and it's time to turn for Haynes. He's got Lisby inside him. He'll go on the right and chip it into the middle. Oh, and it's an early goal! Haynes gets in there with the header, and Monaghan was absolutely stranded. He's looking at disbelief at his defence, as if to say, where were you? And with just 1 minute and 20 seconds on the clock, Preston are a goal to nil down. It was Haynes who ran into the box and headed home. And it's played down the left, and the header away. Header forward, rather, by Balkestein, but cleared away by Yulmawani. And Preston have it with Chaplow through the centre. Chaplow with a good ball wide left. Now, space here for Preston. Sedgwick in space with Callum Davidson going wide left. He cuts inside and lays it off for McKenna, who lines up an absolute beauty! And Paul McKenna opens up Preston's account for the season with a screamer from fully 25 yards, right into the top corner. And even Richard Wright, a goalkeeper of England international calibre, couldn't stop that one. Now Preston have got a free kick in a useful position on the far right side. But since the equaliser, Preston have been right back in it. It's taken quickly, it's delivered on a sixpence, and Preston have the lead through Simon Whaley. Taken quickly, the man on the far side in absolutely acres of space was Jones, and he slotted it into the middle. Ipswich sleeping, Simon Whaley awake, and makes it Ipswich 1, Preston 2, and this game is turned on its head.
Paul, it's a long time since one's gone into the back of the net like that for you.
Yeah, it's been a while, but yeah, it made it even more sweeter. So it's just, more importantly, it's a great win, you know, the opening day. It's been documented, you know, we struggle on the first day of the season usually, but to come to a club like Ipswich with the, you know, the financial backing and the football tradition they've got here, you know, it's a great result for us.
Preston get the game back underway as Ross Wallace tries to run to this ball from McKenna. In towards the penalty area it goes. Hawley with the header, great save, Mellor with the follow-up, and Neil Mellor doesn't miss from there. Preston North End have got the goal their play richly deserves. It's Neil Mellor with his first of the season. And Preston North End look good value for the lead in the Carling Cup first round. Preston North End 1, Chesterfield 0. It's McKenna in the air, who heads it forward. Hawley tries to win it. It's Carter now who's running forward now for Preston North End. It's on his right foot, in towards the penalty area he goes. Can Mellor finish it? Yes, he can! Neil Mellor gets the second goal. Preston North End are through to the second round of the Carling Cup with ease. Mellor with a brace. And they finish the second half in style. Neil Mellor wrapping it home. Alan Irvine will be pleased with 2 wins from the opening 2 games of the new season. And Neil Mellor will be pleased with his second goal of the game. Preston North End 2, Chesterfield 0.
Whaley, back to Jones, just about keeps it in. Whaley again. Closed down in that corner by the Palace defenders. McKenna now. That's a good ball to Whaley. Deep ball looking for Mellor, might fall to Sedgwick, but his control lets him down. Davidson now. That's a good ball looking for Jones on the back post, might fall for Mellor. Great block, and it's eventually gone in the back of the net. And it's Barry Nicholson, looks as though he's claiming it, but it may have taken a ricochet and hit the goalkeeper before eventually crossing the line. It was Davidson who initially put the cross in, looking for Jones. Fell kindly for Mellor, 4 yards out, but good block. Then went to Nicholson. Possibly went over the line before it was kicked out and hit the back of the keeper. But Nicholson will claim it. Nicholson, back to Jones. Good ball in, looking for Chaplow. Oh, it's a great turn! And a superb finish from Richard Chaplow. A superb piece of skill from Richard Chaplow. Makes it 2-0 for North End. It's a nice ball in from Jones. And Chaplow, the defender right up his back. Great little inside flick. And a superb finish with his right foot.
Barry, a great start to your Preston North End home league career. We think today you're the match winner.
Yeah, well, obviously I'm claiming the goal. I don't know if it's actually away. I'll see it again in video, but no, we battled away today. I thought we were worthy of the 3 points. It was a vital goal to get us ahead, because obviously with the chances we sort of had first half and we didn't take any, so we spoke about being patient at half time, and luckily enough we got the goal and then finished off with a great goal for Chappie to sort of seal the points.
Barry Nicholson celebrating that first goal. The press have given him it. What about the lads in the dressing room?
Yeah, I mean he was having a little mourn up, but what can I say? If they want to give it to me, then I'm more than happy to take it. But I'm happy for him to have it and me to have the second. That's fine with me.
But talk us through that second one. Bit of a special strike, that.
Yeah, I enjoyed that one. Yeah, you know, Billy's just obviously played it into me, and it was perfect the way that it was set up, just on my back foot. So I managed to turn and just get a strike away early, and obviously it found the back of the net.
Lonigan looking for the ball, he's not got it! And Sean McAllister puts Sheffield Wednesday into the lead. It was a good deep throw. Lonigan, too many bodies in front of him to get the punch. And there was McAllister to knock it into an empty net. Wallace, McKenna coming short, doesn't need him. Oh, there's a good run here from Sedgwick down this side if he can be found. Oh, it's a chance now. Mellor trying to get into the box, so is Chaplow. Mellor's come short. Oh, he's found Chaplow. And with 15 minutes to go, North End are back on level terms. Cool head there from Sedgwick. Great crossfield ball though, has to be said, from Ross Wallace. And when he got into the box, Sedgwick looked up and found Chaplow, who fired it into the root of the net. Carroll, deep ball. Ledger up there, he gets an elbow in the face, but the referee has said play on. Hart picks up the loose ball. He's quickly closed down. Back to Stewart. No. Oh, it's a good cross, looking for Green. He wins the header, and Derby County take the lead. Paul Green, a superb header. 40 minutes gone. It was Jordan Stewart with the deep cross. And Paul Green rose above everybody to head past Lonigan.
Lonigan sends it forward, Motorkill heads it forward, Shelvey and Chaplow go up for it. Still a strand of hair on either of their heads as it's flicked on this time by Bailey. Something for Varney to chase. Mwane's got to be careful because Varney is with him, and it's Varney who goes down, and he was caught by Mwane according to the referee, who points to the penalty spot, and Charlton have a penalty after Yul Mwane brought down Luke Varney, and it was a pretty needless situation from Yul Mwane as well, who had the chance to either play it back to his keeper or to clear. Gray steps up, right-footed, sends the goalkeeper the wrong way, and scores against the club where he was here briefly on loan, and he gets a goal that puts Charlton Athletic ahead from the penalty spot. Here is Chaplow running forward now, trying to find Nicholson, but again the ball just wouldn't quite roll for Nicholson as he would have liked. Well, 1A down the line to Billy Jones, comes in field to Chaplow, and now St Ledger inside the centre circle, running forward, plays it out towards the left-hand side for Sedgwick, who has got the beating of Motorkill. Can he do it this time? Right-footed, he crosses in towards the penalty area. Mellor, can he score? Yes, he can! Neil Mellor gets the goal that his players deserved so much this afternoon. There was a little bit of luck after his header was initially blocked, but he followed it up so well. And Neil Mellor gets his first league goal of the season in front of the town end, and you can see what it means to him. But more importantly in this game, Preston North End are back on level terms. Ugar tries to find Ambrose, but Sedgwick straight in there. Hart goes in as well, full-blooded. It falls nicely for Chaplow, and now Nicholson and McKenna. play it out towards Jones on the right-hand side. Preston building forward, the fans in full support. Here's Chaplow, encouraged to shoot from a long way out. Instead he just keeps hold of it and plays it out towards Hart on the left-hand side. Sedgwick's in acres of space here. Left-footed, he crosses it in towards the penalty area. Jones tries to knock it down. Nicholson gets there. What a wonderful finish from Barry Nicholson inside the 6-yard box, through the legs of Nicky Weaver. It looked like Charlton had dealt with the danger. Oh no, they hadn't. Barry Nicholson completes the turnaround. Preston North End take the lead. And what a way to do it in this second half. Preston North End 2, Charlton Athletic 1.
It's a high one, a bit of a wayward one. It comes out to Mawene, who can knock it into the middle, and he scores! Yul Mawene heading it from around about the penalty spot distance on this near side, and guides it past a ruck of players in the middle into the corner. Yul Mawene's first goal of the season, and the opener here, and not more than Preston deserve, really. They've really played some good football, and perhaps it was always going to take a set piece to break down Nottingham Forest, but perhaps now Preston can go on and get more. Hart has it onto his right foot, looking for help. Finds it in McKenna. McKenna chips it into the centre. Good run of Nicholson. It's headed away. It's behind Parkin as well. And clearance. And Forest can pick up possession wide left into the centre, looking for Martin. Martin's dispossessed. Again, Preston pick up with the ball, and it's down the right. And Nicholson has acres of space to attack. Two white shirts in the centre. Mellor's arriving. Mellor scores 2-0. Great football from Preston North End, and they put clear distance between themselves and Nottingham Forest. Oh, and it's a joy to watch. Preston bursting down the right. Nicholson looked up, made no mistake, delivered it on the 6 foot for Neil Mellor to head home his 4th goal of the season, his 2nd in the league, and Preston North End are really in control now. Peach gets the ball back. Through ball for Earnshaw. It's a low ball in towards a front stick on. It's mayhem at the front post, and it's directed into his own goal by Yul Mawene. It was low into the middle, and really there was no red shirt there to cause problems, and Mawene decided to make contact with the ball and try and steer it past the post. Lonergan came out off his line, and Preston have gifted Nottingham Forest a lifeline.
Delivered left-footed in towards the penalty area. Lonergan again comes, it hits the underside of the crossbar and is cleared. It's back out towards the right-hand side. The danger not over. Back in towards the penalty area. Lonergan stays on his line this time. Uwalumu hooks it in. Fabulous finish. Wolves have got the opening goal. The away fans go wild. And the league's top place side get their noses in front, thanks to a wonderful finish just on the edge of the 6-yard box. Nothing really that Preston can do in the end because of the fantastic finish. Mawene plays it forward. Ross Wallace can't get there as it's held back towards Hart. And now Keogh will get it back, and this is a chance for Wolves. They've got men forward. Preston struggling. It's Keogh out towards Kitely on the right-hand side, in towards the penalty area, and there's the second goal. It's Chris Uwalumu again, and surely Wolves will maintain their unbeaten record, and they will remain at the top of the championship thanks to 2 goals from Chris Uwalumu. Preston caught napping at the back. It's Uwalumu who scores. It's Preston North End 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 2. Here's Kitely on the right-hand side, tries to take on Hart, who just brings him down. And, well, it looked like a free kick, but the referee doesn't give it. Kitely's won it back and plays it back towards Foley. Andy Keogh turns and looks to make room for the cross, but he's being watched by Hart. He plays a good ball through in towards the penalty area for Kitely, and he goes down inside the penalty area, and it's a penalty kick for a foul on Michael Kitely inside the penalty area. And the referee points to the spot, and Kitely wins a penalty kick which could well put Wolves in an even better position. It's Uolumu who steps up and he finds the top right-hand corner to score his third of the afternoon against Preston North End, and it's a scoreline that really is unjust on the North End side. It's Preston North End 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 3. Chris Uolumu gets his hat-trick. Sends it forward. Elliott gets the flick on. Mellor in towards the penalty area. Can Mellor get one? Well, he's won a penalty after Hennessy brought him down, and Mellor goes sprinting after the ball. He will want to get a goal. The referee shows a red card to Hennessy, so Wolves will end the game with 9 men, and they haven't got another change to bring on, so someone's going to have to go in goal for this penalty against Neil Mellor. And well, what a bizarre end to this game.
Well, I suppose it's a game that said everything really, so for the neutral they've watched a fantastic game of football, and sending offs, penalty right in the last minute. I'm hopeful that Mellor will score his goal that he's deserved today.
Neil Mellor steps up, sends the goalkeeper the wrong way, and gets Preston North End a goal that they do deserve against Wolverhampton Wanderers this afternoon. Neil Mellor gets a goal. It's his 5th of the season.
Burnley coming forward over the halfway line. It's charged down, and now Preston have it with Parkin. Parkin looking for the option wide left. It's McKenna into Cedric's feet coming forward. Now Preston coming forward in numbers. The 2 yellow shirts on the edge of the box. Parkin's there if Cedric can find him. Onto his weaker left foot. He crosses well though into the middle, and Parkin was there. He comes back out, a right-footed. Nicholson opens the scoring. A sweetly taken volley, and it's Burnley 0, Preston North End 1. And that was delivered on a sixpence by Cedric, who hit it left-footed. Keeper couldn't get there, defence was nowhere, and there was Nicholson to volley home, I think for his 3rd goal of the season. What a great strike that was. Burnley with the free kick resulting from the challenge from Hart. Alexander took it quickly, and then there's a long-range effort. Oh, and it dips in. That's an absolutely unbelievable goal from Joey Gudjonsson. Preston dealt an absolute double hammer blow. Hart stretching off one moment, and Gudjonsson strikes a dipping, stunning strike from fully 40 yards to make it 1-1 the next. It's Burnley 1, Preston 1, and that was something from nothing. Chipped in towards the centre, it's headed down, and an opportunity for Burnley to take the lead. It's poked home by Stephen Caldwell of all people. The big centre back turning and poking it home and giving the home side the lead. Well, the danger had been there from Preston. Burnley starting the second half probably the brighter, getting more possession. It was a well-worked set piece, knocked down into the centre. A ball into the centre which is headed away, and when he goes down it's a challenge to the head, and now Burnley will break away, and it's 3-on-1, and surely they'll put pay to Preston hopes here. Eagles coming forward, Lonergan stands his ground, Chris Eagles scores, and that is the final nail in the coffin for Preston North End. Bragging rights to Burnley as Chris Eagles hits it low into the goal to make it Burnley 3, Preston 1, game over. And Steve, as Preston committed more and more men forward, the chances were always going to be that Burnley were going to go down the other end and grab something. The throw down the line. Mawani. Swansea in possession with Boda with a long-range effort. Lonergan's caught short! Not for the second game in succession. A long-range effort has beaten Andy Lonergan, who lies prostrate in the goal. And it was an absolute storming effort from Boda, but he noticed the keeper slightly off his line and produced an absolutely top-class finish from way, way out to make it Preston 0, Swansea City 1. Now Swansea break away. Ball forward looking for Fabian Brandy, who's got a bit of pace, but Sean Lynch has got a bit of pace and a bit of skill. Plays away, but his clearance wasn't as good as his vision was, and now there's a bundled over effort in the centre, and the referee points to the spot. It was a clumsy challenge by McEverley. The argument will be with the advancing Swansea City player Bowser, I think it was nowhere near the ball. In fact, it was Gomez. McEverley bundled him over. Gomez to kill the game off for Swansea City, and another body blow for Preston. Lonergan dives, Lonergan gets an arm to it but can't stop it, and Swansea City have a 2-goal lead. It was a breakaway. McEverley, the loan signing, bundled down Gomez in the area.
Corner kick will be taken, left-footed in towards the penalty area. It's headed away, only towards McKenna on the edge of the penalty area. It switches out to Wallace, tries to take on the defender, onto his right foot, crosses towards the back stick, where Mowane is going up for it. St Ledger got the touch, it might fall for Mowane again. Here's St Ledger, and St Ledger scored! And it's the best possible start for Preston North End here at Vicarage Road, and Sean St Ledger gets his first goal of the season, and he's mobbed by his teammates. And inside the opening 5 minutes, it's Preston North End who get the game underway with a goal. It's Watford 0, Preston North End 1. Wallace tries to take on Mariappa once more, looks to twist onto his right foot, crosses in towards the back stick. Sedgwick helping it down, Mellor goes down inside the penalty area. The referee waves away the penalty claims as the game still goes on, and it's Priskin who tries to hold this ball up. McEverley can't reach it. It's with Tommy Smith, who just tries to play a ball forward down the middle. Priskin will try and run onto it. He tries to take it away and help it on in towards the penalty area, and there's the equalising goal, and it's John Harley, the former Burnley man, who scores against Preston North End. Preston hit on the counter-attack with Thomas Priskin breaking forward. He helped him forward towards Harley, who kept his head to stroke the ball past Andy Lonergan. Mowane heads the ball forward. John Harley looks for Hoskins once more. Hoskins has seen the run of O'Toole in towards the penalty area. O'Toole gets away from McEverley and he manages to score. And Preston North End go behind thanks to John Joe O'Toole's 6th goal of the season. He is the danger man, and that is why McEverley couldn't deal with his strength and power inside the 18-yard box. And although John Joe O'Toole was held up once, there was no stopping him a second time. Noel Hunt now in towards the penalty area, tries to get to the dead ball line. The referee looks and points to the penalty spot after Noel Hunt went down, and I think it was Sean St Ledger, was it, the man adjudged to have brought him down, and Reading have got a penalty kick. The referee is ready, a dubious penalty for Reading. Gives Stephen Hunt the chance to put them in front. Hunt from the spot sends the keeper the wrong way and puts Reading in front. Rather dubiously, the referee pointing to the spot after Sean St Ledger was adjudged to have fouled inside the penalty area. Stephen Hunt made no mistake from the spot, sent Lonergan the wrong way and puts the visitors in front. Keeby once more, who is weaving his way forward on the edge of the penalty area, tries to play it clever in towards the feet of Noel Hunt, but Preston do their defensive work well enough, and Mowane is the man who just about won the ball back as the ball falls for Parkin, and now it's with Wallace on the right hand side, who plays it infield to McKenna, and Sedgwick now situated on the left, tries to take on Rossinia on his right foot, crosses in towards the penalty area. Oh, there's a right mistake there at the back, and it's gone in, and it's an own goal. And Bryn Gunnarsson, I think, is the man guilty of putting it into his own net from that delivery from the left-hand side. Chris Sedgwick whipped it in, and Reading didn't quite know where the ball was going or who was going to clear it. And in the end, there was nothing Marcus Hanneman could do apart from watch it trickle over the line and give Preston North End an equaliser. Wallace with the corner kick into the mixer, it goes, and it's helped home. and there is Preston's goal, and it comes to Stephen Elliott, his very first in a Preston North End shirt. And Preston have turned it around against Reading, who have been in fine form in recent games. And surely the 3 points are going to stay in Lancashire. It's Preston 2, Reading 1, and the turnaround is complete. A great strike there from Stephen Elliott.
Stephen, whenever you score a first goal for a new club, it's always a special moment, but being the match-winning goal must make it doubly important.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, what was going behind in the game, like we were a bit disappointed going in at half-time, so the manager just said was we've got to keep going, keep doing what we were doing, and hopefully we'll turn the game around, which happened.
The corner comes in towards the penalty area, towards the back stick, where Fallon's head goes up, and it's looped over everybody and puts Plymouth ahead. Rory Fallon gets the strike, and it's Plymouth who score with pretty much their first real attack of the game. Rory Fallon's 4th goal of the season, and Preston will be very disappointed with how they defended that from the corner kick on the right-hand side.
Good opportunity this for Sheffield United. It's hit left-footed and low, and Lonergan palms it away. It's not back into the centre. There's Ehio, but when he charges it down, and then Ehio turns it home. And the second opportunity, Sheffield United have the lead. It was always a dangerous position for a free kick. The shot was originally saved, but it broke in the middle to Ehio. And at the second opportunity, he managed to stab it home. And it's Sheffield United 1, Preston North End 0.
As Wayne Brown goes up for this inside the Preston half, and the ricochet will come nicely for Billy Jones, who continues to run forward. Jones will lay it out towards the left-hand side, and it's now with Nicholson as Wallace takes over on the edge of the penalty area, tries to cross in towards the penalty area. It's Nicholson who helps it back. The goalkeeper manages to keep it out, but he won't keep out the rebound, and Preston North End have got themselves the opening goal. And it came from sheer persistence as well, as the chances just wouldn't go away. And eventually, as the ball was played in across the face of goal, it was bundled in. And Preston will have the opening goal less than 5 minutes before the break. It comes forward for Eustace. McKenna wins it back. It's back to Parkin. Oh, but Parkin's ball forward just slices between the two of McKenna and Elliott. Now Brown has got to be careful here, and he needs some help from his defensive colleagues, and he does well. It falls to McKenna just inside the centre circle, and now Wallace on the right-hand side. Watford a stretch at the moment. Preston sends the second goal. It's Wallace who comes infield, gets his shot away. Oh, there it is! A fabulous second goal from Ross Wallace. Cutting infield from the right-hand side. The ball just bounced in front of the Watford keeper, Richard Lee, who could do nothing to keep it out.
It's a good ball into the centre, and Parkin has managed to get on the end of it somehow. Elliott has a shot, charged down, comes back out. A left-footed effort, and a wonderful strike from Billy Jones. It's his second goal in 2 games, fired into the bottom corner, and Preston have the lead that they deserve. It's Preston 1, Southampton 0, and it's fired in from the edge of the area after a ball into the feet of Parkin, bobbled around for a few moments. Jones was there to fire it home. It's a ball down the right-hand side, headed away. That's a frustrating thing here. If Preston had actually just done the simple things effectively, there could be a couple of goals ahead here. But gift horse and all that, they're 1-0 up. Let's not get too excited. McKenna chips it towards the edge of the area. It's a good ball. Jones is there running in again. It comes right-footed to Elliott. 2-0, all too easy. Jones was involved in it again. It was a ball into him in the area, laid off, and there was Elliott to rifle it home to make it Preston 2, Southampton 0, and a little bit of comfort zone now, Steve.
Yeah, I'm glad he scored that. I'll get some stick if we hadn't won this game, but you could see it coming after the first goal, and I actually said 3-0 before the game. I think it might be more than that now.
Corner to be swung in. Left-footed in towards the front stick. No white shirt arriving. There's the header. Pearce gets on the end of it, and they've invited Southampton back into this game. Preston have only themselves to blame. They keep giving the ball away. They did it once more. It resulted in a corner, and Pearce has fired home a header to make it Preston 2, Southampton 1. Quickly taken, and it's a cross into the centre, which McKenna, of all people, gets underneath. Bradley Wright-Phillips brings it down, works it towards the far stick. Said Ledger can't head it away, and it's flashed across the face of goal, headed in by Surnham, and it's all square. The game's turned on its head, and Preston only have themselves to blame. They've retreated back towards their own area, invited pressure, made silly mistakes, and gifted away a 2-goal lead in the space of a few minutes. Surnham heads it home. Preston 2, Southampton 2. Could get worse for Preston, and it will get worse for Preston. McGoldrick running through the centre, just cut open the Preston North End defence and slides home what must surely be the winner in the last minute of the game. Preston have thrown 3 points away, and they may well go home tonight with absolutely nothing. Gobsmacked. That is the reaction to that goal. Preston North End fans start to trudge out in their droves from 2-0 up. They find themselves 3-2 down.
McKenna forward to Nicholson, who's out jumps. Might fall for Elliott into Brown. McKenna, oh, it's a good ball looking for Nicholson. There's a chance. Oh, it's cleared off the line, but Brown knocks it back into the back of the net. Chris Brown scores against his old club. 2 minutes gone, and North End take the lead. McKenna, who put the ball forward, looking for Nicholson. And there was a mix-up in defence. Nicholson almost prodded it home, but there was Brown 6 yards out to far home. Oh, it's a free header! And Leroy Rita equalises for Norwich City. He just ran away from Mulwiney, and a free header inside the box. 1-1. Free kick to Norwich City. It's a deep one, 2 players on the back post, and it's John Kennedy who puts Norwich City into the lead. 63 minutes gone, and Alan Irvine won't be happy with 2 set-piece goals that put Norwich in the lead. Well, it was easily cut out. Davison, good control. Mellor now to Brown. Mellor wants it through the centre if he can be seen. But it's back to Chaplow. What's a nice ball into Neil Mellor. Mellor from the edge of the box, and Neil Mellor equalises for Preston North End. What a superb strike. A full 18 yards from goal. And North End are on level terms. It was a great 6-man move. It was Chaplow who eventually played it through to Neil Mellor, and he fired it home.
Edwards looks after the free kick. Camera is free on the left-hand side. Played forward by Camera. Jorgensen to Southern. Preston harrying Blackpool early on here, closing them down when they're on the ball, forcing them to go long. Headed down to Gow. Tries a clever ball forward. Here's Hamill who shoots. It's an opening goal for Blackpool in the West Lancashire derby, and it's youngster Adam Hamill who scores his first ever Blackpool goal. Against the run of play, you have to say, but the home fans are delighted by that. It's Blackpool 1, Preston 0. Adam Hamill gets the goal, and he looks absolutely delighted by it. Gow is thwarted by Sean St Ledger. Wayne Brown, the experienced cool head at the back, tries to pick out Wallace. Now Chris Brown, Got to be careful. Plays it out towards Wallace on the left-hand side. He takes a touch. Wallace delivers. And there's the goal! It's Chris Brown. Preston North End find the equaliser. Wallace with a delivery from the left-hand side. It was pinpoint for Chris Brown. And he is delighted with that strike. Simple as you like. Preston are back on level terms. It's Blackpool 1, Preston 1. Wayne Brown. Callum Davidson picks out Wallace. He could be the key in this second half for Preston if they can pick him out in some space. Callum Davidson tries to guide the ball forward. Wayne Brown slides in well. Good work. Beats Gary Taylor-Fletcher to the ball. And now here's Wallace, pulling the strings for Preston and coming forward. Brown's in some space. Chaplow on the edge of the penalty area. Preston building nicely. Callum Davidson crosses to the far post. Mellor! Neil Mellor scored! Preston take the lead! And that's exactly what it means to Neil Mellor to score in the West Lancashire derby. The travelling fans mob him. It's his 7th goal of the season, and you could say it was coming as well. Strike towards goal, takes a deflection, and eventually cleared. Wasn't convincing though from Blackpool as they try to come forward now. Running in towards the penalty area. Mike Dean doesn't give a free kick for that challenge. Neil Mellor could hit them on the counter-attack there. He just holds up play, plays a dangerous ball across field, but he wasn't made to pay. St Ledger looking for Mellor this time. He stays on his feet. Play goes on. Mellor crosses in towards the penalty area, just too far ahead of Wallace, who pulls it back anyway. Brown! That will seal the 3 points for Preston North End this afternoon. It's Chris Brown with his 2nd of the afternoon. And it's delight for the travelling Preston North End fans who go wild. And what a second half this is turning out to be. Preston will get their first win here since 1992.
Gents, first of all, well done this afternoon, the Derby Day heroes. Come to you first, Chris. You must be delighted with a brace this afternoon.
Yeah, it was good. Results the most important thing. It's a tough place to come in. I thought the lads were outstanding.
And Neil, you seem to be enjoying yourself. You've scored again this afternoon. Both of you are firing on all cylinders at the moment.
Yeah, it was nice. The manager gave me the nod today, and obviously played with the big man a bit last season, and we had a good little partnership. So nice that we both scored last weekend and this week, and I think the fans enjoyed it more than us, but it was fantastic.
And just looking at the whole idea of the service this afternoon, lots of balls coming from the wide angles. You guys must thrive on that sort of delivery.
Yeah, I mean, we're both centre forwards who love to score goals, so anything going in the box, you know, we'll be fighting for any second pieces like Brownie's second goal. I mean, Chappie's missed it and he's there on the spot to put it in, so it was a great positional play.
Coming back to you, Chris, obviously you scored last week against your old club and then today against the big rivals. Which goal was more satisfying?
I don't know, they're all satisfying. I mean, when you come back from injury and stuff, you just want to get back playing, and goals are a bonus, so when it goes in, it's the same feeling every time you hit the back of the net, and I think it made it more special today, being a local derby and stuff, and it means a lot to the fans, as Mel says, so yeah, I think today's was a lot better.
Muller releases it and kind of goes up for it. Bit of a height disadvantage between himself and Odajayi, but Preston win possession nevertheless. Nodded back to Hassel as clearance is charged down by Chris Brown. He gets the ball back from McKenna. They're up for it, Preston. You can feel it Ball down the left-hand side. Mellor's after it. He won't keep that in, will he? Yes, he does somehow, and then gets pulled back. Play on, says the referee. Mellor's done brilliantly. Gets inside the defender, pulls it back. There's Chaplow, and there's the opening goal. And although Chaplow's name is on that goal, it belongs to Mellor for the hard work he did down by the byline, Steve.
Fantastic, wasn't it, from Neil Mellor? It was a lost cause, wasn't it? And he got it. The player was trying to shield it out for a goal kick. Mellor got a toe in. The defender sold himself with dead, and Mellor just walked up to goal and just laid it into Chaplow's path. He couldn't miss it. What a goal!
Chaplow gets his third goal of the season. Really full of confidence is Preston side now, trying things on. We've seen delicate little touches and flicks by the likes of Wallace, volleys from 25 yards out by Chaplow. And let's just hope that they can keep their concentration at the back as Jamal Campbell-Wise comes forward, hits one right-footed, and has rocked Preston North End from 20 yards out. He's hit one, it's bounced awkwardly, Lonergan couldn't get there, and it's creeped in on the far side. Something from nothing from Barnsley, and Preston's domination of this game is for nothing now, because after 32 minutes, it's Preston 1, Barnsley 1. St Ledger, acres of room to attack. Will he try one here? Sean St Ledger from distance. Oh yes! Sean St Ledger produces the goods in the final minute. We urged him on. We urged him on. Oh, and how he answered. A great effort. I'm not sure whether it took a little bobble, but it just looped over the keeper. And Preston have grabbed all 3 points in the final minutes. And Steve, well, you said it. You said it. St Ledger was crucial to the result this evening.
Ledge scored the winning goal 2 minutes from time. It doesn't get much better.
No, it's a great feeling, you know. I don't score too many in my career, kind of thing. And obviously to get the winner 2 minutes from time, and it wasn't a header either from outside the box, so it surprised me as much as anybody, I think.
Much consternation whether it was your goal or was it an own goal?
No, it was going in the top bin. No, who knows? I don't really know. I think I struck it pretty well, to be fair. So sometimes they go wide, sometimes the keeper saves them, and if you don't shoot, you don't score, I suppose. So, but I'd probably say that Barnsley probably a little bit fortunate for that to happen to them. You know, I think they came here with a game plan and they did pretty well.
Left-footed, curling into the box and headed away, I think, by Brown, Chris Brown that is, and the ball over the top. Doesn't find an offside trap, and it's tapped home for Derby County, and really, against the run of play, Hulse has opened the scoring with a simple tap home from the edge of the 6-yard box. Appeals for an offside to the official on this near touchline, not given, it was knocked over the top. The Preston defence were caught napping, and Hulse stole in, and well, he didn't really make the best contact on the ball, but he tapped it home to make it Derby County 1, Preston 0. It's taken quickly, and it's Wallace stepping into the area, who tries to pull it back, and he's gone down, and the referee looks long and hard at it and points to the spot for Preston North End. A chance for Preston to get back into this one. Wallace it was who went down in the area, and no doubt it will be Neil Mellor, the man who looks to take this. Callum Davidson goes over for it, actually. I think it's going to be the Scot who wants it between the two of them, but Callum Davidson is the man who looks like he's going to step up and take it. He looks up, hits it, left-footed, no stopping that, right up into the top corner. And I tell you what, absolutely no chance for Roy Carroll. It is Derby County 1, Preston North End 1, and they're all square. It's over the top, headed forward, and got the snow boots on that, but certainly wrapped up one. It's pulled back for Callum Davidson. Brings it forward, he's got options in front of him. It's a diagonal ball looking for Mellor. I tell you what, Mellor's got a sniff of it. He's got round the back. Neil Mellor strikes it home and gives Preston the lead. And that is all about predatory centre-forward play. Neil Mellor causing a nuisance at the back. A terrible pass back. And Mellor stole in for his 8th goal of the season to make it Derby County 1, Preston 2. And I tell you what, it's just what they deserve, because they started brightly. They were rocked back by a Derby goal. But since that Callum Davidson penalty, it's been all Preston. And they've really, really rocked the boat here. It's cleared away from Preston and then worked into the centre, and it's volleyed home sweetly. And what a strike that was, I think, from Jordan Stewart on the far side. He hit it left-footed from the corner of the area, and I tell you what, there was no stopping it. Diving to the left, Lonergan couldn't get there.
Chaplow to Jones on the right-hand side in front of his manager, coming forward, plays it along the ground to McKenna, who just tries to flick it on to Sedgwick, who chips it over the top. Here's Wallace in towards the penalty area for Preston, drills it across the face of goal. Elliott scores! The substitute for Preston North End scores within a couple of minutes of coming on the field of play, and he puts Preston North End ahead, and it's a great boost to the race for the playoff places, and Preston North End could well be heading there if they can stay ahead of Bristol City. It's Preston North End 1, Bristol City 0. Here's Wallace trying to run forward on the edge of the penalty area, makes room for the shot himself, it's deflected, and it's a goal! Preston North End double their advantage. Ross Wallace with a deflected strike that left Adriano Basu flat-footed. He could do nothing. Preston North End double the lead, and now will surely be going to the playoff places tonight. Preston North End 2, Bristol City 0. Ross Wallace got his bit of luck, but he deserved it. Here's Routledge with the cross in towards the penalty area. The heads go up, and it's a goal. And it's Roger Johnson who scored for Cardiff City. The centre-back rising from the pack of players inside the penalty area to strike the first blow for the Welsh side. And Preston fall behind with just 3 minutes to go before the break. Well, he has to be careful here. He's been put under pressure, and Parry will get there ahead of Jones and lay it off to Jay Buthroyd from the edge of the penalty area. Buthroyd now into the box, gets away from Mwane, who brings him down, and it's a penalty. Jay Buthroyd forces the error from Yul Mwane, and Andy D'Urso had no doubts about pointing to the spot, and the Cardiff forward has earned a penalty kick. The referee is ready. Chopra takes a big deep breath, right-footed, and sends the goalkeeper the wrong way and puts Cardiff City 2-0 in front with less than 15 minutes to go, and it looks like they are going to claim the 3 points here at Ninian Park this afternoon. Michael Chopra scores from the spot after Jay Buthroyd was brought down by Yul Mwane.
That's a lovely touch by Parkin from the ball forward to find the strike partner Elliott. Now Preston fresh around the right-hand side with Nolan into the feet of Chaplow. He's got room to attack here. He's got Parkin inside him. He's got Wallace outside him. Wallace will try and take this onto his left foot. Chips it in towards the far stick, and arriving and nodding it home is Parkin with his goal for Preston that he has been waiting for so long. The beast has run deep down with a goal that is absolutely welcome. We wondered where it would come from, and it's come from the big man at last. Preston 1, Doncaster Rovers 0. And can we all go home now?
3 minutes of added time. That's 3 minutes of added time.
Here we are with Preston coming forward. It's Wallace down the left-hand side, played in towards the penalty area. Parkin brings it down. John Parkin! Yes! He scored! John Parkin gets 2 in 2 from the substitutes bench, and Preston North End will get the win, surely in injury time against Birmingham City. The place has gone mad. John Parkin has scored, and surely a place in the top 6 of the Championship beckons. It's Preston North End 1, Birmingham City 0, and John Parkin, he's done it again.
What a guy. I mean, we thought that was his one and only opportunity. What composure. It come across, surrounded by Birmingham players.
John's head could have dropped after the early opportunity was spurned, but he kept his composure and an excellent finish.
It was a terrific finish, a lot of composure, really good touch and a good finish, especially when you consider that he had missed a good chance earlier on.
and that hopefully could be the start of big things for him. He scored two in two now substitute appearances. You said in your programme notes tonight that he's got a goal scoring record, and this is an opportunity and something for him to build on.
Well, he does have a goal scoring record. Everybody just has to look at that and look at the stats and they see that he has. But it's been difficult for him because he's been desperate to get that goal. I looked at the picture in the programme and you could see the relief on his face when he did get that goal. It was a different emotion tonight when he scored. And hopefully, like I said before, that opens the floodgates for him and he gets back to a run of goal scoring form.
Queen's Park Rangers on the left-hand side, playing it in field. Cook trying to get away from McKenna, crosses in towards the penalty area, and there's the opening goal. Queen's Park Rangers have got themselves in front. A simple ball played in towards the penalty area by Cook, and I think it's Heide Helderson who's got his second goal in 2 games to put Queen's Park Rangers ahead. Getting in between the defenders and powerfully heading past Andy Lonergan. Sean St Ledger plays this ball in now towards the edge of the penalty area. Parkin will bring it down on the edge of the box. He'll lay it off to Wallace and then make a move into the box. Wallace needs to try and deliver, and he just slips as he tries to cross. He lays it off to Nolan anyway. Nolan with a good ball. McKenna pulls it back inside the penalty area. Sedgwick with the header. Great goal for Preston North End. Super header from Chris Sedgwick. Great ball into the penalty area. Preston North End have equalised. It's Chris Sedgwick who gets his first goal of the season, and Preston North End from nothing, a level. It's Queen's Park Rangers 1, Preston North End 1, and Chris Sedgwick has got the goal. Great work from Paul McKenna and Wallace in the build-up. It was initially Parkin who won the ball, and it was played out to Wallace, who brought it back for Nolan. Clever ball into the penalty area. Then McKenna got on it, crossed in towards the penalty area. Sedgwick with a tremendous header, and Preston North End find themselves level here in West London. And he will play it in right-footed. It's in towards the penalty area. It's a good ball. Ajiman goes up for it. It's scrambled in, and Queen's Park Rangers have got themselves back in front once more. And it was a real scramble inside the penalty area, and it wasn't cleared by Preston North End as Ajiman's head went up, and there was a man on the line under a mountain of players just to try and poke it home. I'm not entirely sure who got the final touch. I think it might have been Helgeson again to get his second of the afternoon. And McKenna crosses early in towards the penalty area. There's a mountain of players there. Parkin is one of them inside the box. He takes a touch, tries to edge it forward. Here's Sean St Ledger, gets ahead of the goalkeeper and goes down, and the referee points to the penalty spot, and Sean St Ledger has won a penalty for Preston North End at Loftus Road, going down just on the edge of the 6-yard box. And although the Queen's Park Rangers defenders protest, Alan Wiley, the referee, points to the spot, and Callum Davidson will have a chance to pull Preston North End level. Callum Davidson, he scores straight down the middle. Preston North End get themselves back on level terms thanks to the Scot Callum Davidson with his second goal of the season from the penalty spot. And on the hour mark, it's Queen's Park Rangers 2, Preston North End 2, game on. Here comes the Queen's Park Rangers free kick in towards the penalty area. And there goes the header. Oh, and Andy Lonergan can't keep it out. And Queen's Park Rangers put themselves back in the lead inside the final 5 or 6 minutes. And it's disappointment for Preston North End. It was a simple ball in towards the penalty area, and the Queen's Park Rangers man got his head to it first.
Wallace to take this free kick. Good ball, looking for Parkin, he misses it, and Sean St Ledger tucks it away, and North End take the lead. Superb ball in by Wallace. Parkin left it, and St Ledger fired it home. Green, closed down by Chaplow. Back to Green. Oh, that's a poor ball, and a chance now for North End to attack. Wallace. Parkin wants it on the far side. Oh, it's over Varney's head and chance here! A superb strike! Parkin makes it 2. And an absolute superb finish. Great skill by the big man. Wallace with the cross. Parkin wanted it. He got it perfectly on his chest. Tucks it past Varney and fired it past the keeper.
The ball is inside the penalty area and looped in towards goal. And there is the game's opening goal, and it's Jamie Curitan who gets it for Barnsley. It's 2-2 for the on loan Norwich striker, and Barnsley take the lead against the run of play. Jamie Curitan lofting the ball over Andy Lonergan, who could do nothing to keep it out, and Preston's defence lets in the opening goal. It's Barnsley 1, Preston North End 0. Here's Wallace, goes to the far corner, great goal for Preston North End from Ross Wallace. A fabulous free kick strike from the edge of the penalty area has put the Lily Whites right back in the mix with 15 minutes still to go. Wallace gets his 3rd goal of the season. It's Barnsley 1, Preston 1.
Fantastic. We said it was in a great position, didn't we, Jonathan? And anything like that, dead centre. Ross Wallace, what a goal. Bend it like Beckham.
Alonso with the delivery, right-footed in towards the penalty area. It's sent clear, back to Alonso though, who will cross in towards the box. It falls to Gerrard on the edge, who tries to take a touch, tries to get it back from Riera too. It deflects to Riera to the dead ball line, just inside the penalty area. He cuts in field, he wants it on his left foot, drives it forward and finds the game's opening goal. It's Albert Riera who puts the Premiership League leaders ahead here at Deepdale. And really, you'd have to say it's harsh on Preston, who've defended well in the opening stages. But Albert Riera gets his 4th goal of the season, and Preston North End find themselves behind. It's Preston North End 0, Liverpool 1. McKenna, who plays it in towards the penalty area. Nicholson again gets the touch. He looks for the penalty from the referee, but it's cleared to the halfway line, and now Stephen Gerrard runs onto the ball for Liverpool. He's through on goal to wrap it up and put Liverpool into the 4th round. He'll square it for Fernando Torres, who scores on his return to the Liverpool first team, and it's a cruel way to end this FA Cup 3rd round tie for Preston North End. Stephen Gerrard and Fernando Torres combine to secure safe passage past Preston at Deepdale tonight. Fernando Torres is back for Liverpool with his 6th goal of the season, but it's Preston North End who are bowing out of the FA Cup at the 3rd round stage. It's Preston North End 0, Liverpool 2. The breakaway goal was always the danger. Poor clearance by Lonergan. Here's Ebanks Blake. There's the opening goal for Wolverhampton Wanderers. Andy Lonergan's poor clearance fell straight to Sylvan Ebanks Blake, and the on-form striker couldn't really miss for his 16th goal of the season. And on the 20-minute mark, it's Wolverhampton Wanderers who find themselves ahead. It's Wolves 1, Preston 0, and Ebanks Blake given a gift there, really, Callum.
Yeah, that was an easy goal there. I say poor clearance by Andy. He won't be disappointed. I think it was his right foot, it just bobbled when he's kicked it. It's just gone straight to Evans Blake, and he's obviously confident striker, tucked it away really well.
Nolan takes the throw in quickly anyway and finds Wallace, who will cross in towards the penalty area. Elliott again with the goal, and this time he won't be able to miss. The goalkeeper can't keep that one out, and Stephen Elliott has got his goal here on Molineux on his return to his old club. And that is just what Preston North End needed. Stephen Elliott with his 4th goal of the season, and it's a vitally important one as well. Wolves 1, Preston 1. Preston back on level terms quickly after falling behind. McKenna now with the corner kick in towards the penalty area. Mwene tries to get his head to it, and Parkin hits the crossbar. St Ledger will follow it up, and he'll get the goal, and Preston North End find themselves in the lead. It's Sean St Ledger who has got the strike, and from falling one behind, Preston North End have gone 2-1 up with less than 5 minutes to go to the break, and Wolves and Molineux are silent. It's Wolves 1, Preston North End 2. Sean St Ledger with the goal. Sends it forward. Sylvani Banks-Blake is not to just nod it forward, but Buddy Jones gets his head to it. Dave Edwards will try and reach it, but still with Wolves, and Chris Uwalumu, good challenge, finds Richard Chaplin now, who runs forward looking for options. Parkin is one of them on the right hand side. He just checks, comes back in field before guiding a ball out towards the left hand side for Wallace to chase. He keeps it in play, and now he'll try and turn and take on the defender. He'll look to try and get the better of Stearman, crosses in towards the penalty area, almost over the head of the goalkeeper, falls to Sedgwick, who drives it forward. Elliott! And there's the goal. It's Stephen Elliott again, his second of the afternoon on his return to Molineux. And Preston North End find a third, and are surely now odds on to go and seal the 3 points this afternoon. A terrific turnaround. Stephen Elliott scores again. It's Wolverhampton Wanderers 1, Preston North End 3. Stephen, congratulations, a couple of goals this afternoon. Must be delighted with that.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, first and foremost, beat the league, beat Wolves, who've been flying all season. Like, away from home was a massive result for us. Like, so yeah, I was delighted to get on the score sheet as well, coming back to my old club. Yeah,
what kind of game was it like to play in? I mean, it was difficult conditions, it being freezing cold, and with Wolves currently doing so well as well.
Yeah, we knew coming into the game it was going to be a massive game, because we've all watched how Wolves have progressed this season, so we were well up for it, and even after going a goal behind, I think we showed great character and coming back into the game.
Alan, congratulations, what a fantastic result today.
Yeah, terrific result and terrific performance, and well deserved, I think. Coming to a place like this in the form that Wolves are in, you've got to be absolutely delighted with how our players went about the job.
It looked to be a nervous start from North End, and obviously the goal from Wolves didn't help.
No, we made a lot of mistakes. We gave the ball away too cheaply. We got caught in bad areas, and of course the goal was one of those particular situations. But once again, we showed that we can come back from being down, and it was fantastic character from our lads.
Short to McKenna. Davidson looking for the 1-2. Wallace turning, looking for options. 3 men round him, marked out obviously as a danger man, Wallace. Elliott tries to hook it over his shoulder, he can't. Chaplow brings it down, lays it off. Callum Davidson on the ball, plays it low towards the edge of the area. Parkin lays it off to Elliott in space, good chance, he's took it wide, he's brought down. This time the referee points to the spot. Commentators got from Steve Cowell, who a moment ago said you're never going to get a penalty from this referee, but that was clear cut.
Even he had to give that one, Matt, didn't he? But he even nearly buckled that. It was such a blatant penalty.
Callum Davidson against the old rivals. 1-0. First blood to Preston North End in this so important game for either set of fans. Callum Davidson celebrates away on the far side of the pitch, and Steve Cowell, what a great scoreline. Preston 1, Burnley 0.
Yeah, I don't know if we deserve it, Matt, to be honest. Burnley have bossed the early stages of the second half, but what a great start, and hopefully we can build on that now, Matt.
Blake eyes it up, hits it right-footed, it's a good one. Oh, it's unbelievable. Blake from distance, we said it would take something special. Well, it was sweet as a nut, off the post. Lonergan stranded, and it's Preston 1, Burnley 1. Steve, you can't argue with that.
Robbie Blake, he's come back to haunt us again. He does it again and again and again. We can never get away from this guy.
It's a long one towards the edge of the area. Parkin tries to turn it, comes out to Mellor, hits it right-footed. Handball given. Was it on the edge of the area? Was it in the area? Is that a penalty? Is it a free kick? Penalty. It is a penalty. Preston have got their second penalty of the game, and Alexander protesting with the referee, but Preston have got a very surprise penalty here. Well, Callum Davidson has to take a back seat. He's already scored a penalty. Mellor takes it this time, and it's underneath Jensen. Mellor grabs the goal. Preston have the lead. Somewhat surprisingly, I still can't believe they got a penalty there. The penalty they did get, Steve.
Every week now, I'm going to say that referee is never going to give us a penalty in them off the Sundays. I mean, unbelievable. I mean, where did it come from? I looked at AJ and Matty next to me, and I just didn't see it.
Here comes Swansea in towards the penalty area. There's the opening goal. It's Jordi Gomez who scores inside 2 minutes of the Liberty Stadium. Disastrous start for Preston North End. Jordi Gomez scores his 9th goal of the season, his 2nd against Preston this term. And the Swans have the early lead. It's Swansea City 1, Preston North End 0. Chaplow can't reach it. Gow continues his run forward, gets away from Mawene, tries to play it down the right-hand side for Scotland, in towards the penalty area. Jason Scotland! There's the 2nd goal for Swansea City tonight. And it's Jason Scotland who scores it. Again, Preston are at fault at the back. And Jason Scotland, the Swansea City top scorer, gets his 14th goal of the season and makes Alan Irvine's side pay. It's not half an hour yet in the Liberty Stadium, but the scoreline is Swansea City 2, Preston North End 0. Poor defending again from Preston North End. Tate gives it back to Britton, who's a bit slow in coming forward, but does eventually play it forward, and then he gets it back, and now tries to find Pindado. And out towards the right-hand side for Rangel it comes. Dyer's just in front of him, and Dyer takes over now and tries to play a 1-2, and it's worked. Dyer in towards the penalty area, crosses in towards the box. There's the 3rd goal. It's Bowser who scored, and that will surely wrap up the points for Swansea City this evening. Preston North End are beaten. It's Swansea who have grabbed the 3rd, and it's Guillaume Bowser who has got it. And it's Swansea City 3, Preston North End 0. And it's been a disastrous trip to South Wales tonight for Alan Irvine and his side. As Monk plays it forward for Tudor Jones, looking for Jordi Gomez, who started the evening off so well for Roberto Martinez, scoring on 2 minutes. Pindado will give it back to Jordi Gomez, who sees Tate free on the left-hand side. He's got plenty of room to run into, because remember, Preston are down to 10. Tate runs forward on the edge of the penalty area. Tate will try and shoot. Oh, what a goal! What a fabulous goal from Alan Tate. That's a rarity. Wonderful strike from the left back from outside the penalty area. He was allowed to run an awful long way because of the absence of Ross Wallace, who's off injured, but he cut in field and curled a wonderful right-footed effort into the far corner beyond Andy Lonigan, a collector's item for Alan Tate. Jordi Gomez finds Rangel on the edge of the penalty area. Rangel will try and cross in towards the box. He's blocked this time as Simon Whaley finds Paul McKenna. Whaley and McKenna combined, but Swansea are in no real hurry, and neither is Simon Whaley, as Whaley plays it out towards the right-hand side. McKenna goes long. It's Parkin who brings it down, tries to turn. He steps away from one man. Parkin going well in towards the penalty area. Here's Brown. There's the goal. Preston have pulled one back. It's a late consolation, but at least Preston North End find themselves on the score sheet. Chris Brown has got the goal. That will be a welcome boost for him, his 4th of the season, but it will only serve to be a small consolation for Alan Irvine and his side. It's going to be Gallagher who takes it right-footed in towards the penalty area, and Mawene did well to try and reach it, but he couldn't stop the rebound, and Jamie Mackey has got the game's opening goal for Plymouth Argyle in front of the small pocket of travelling fans who've made the long trip here to Deepdale tonight. But it's Jamie Mackey who has put their side ahead after Mawene and Lonigan couldn't clear from the Gallagher corner kick. Mackey on the far post was there to divert it in. It's Plymouth who have the lead. It's Nicholson who is going to take it in front of the town end. In towards the box it goes, headed away on the front post. McKenna tries to keep hold of it as Nicholson is able to control it well and tries to cross in towards the penalty area, but it's blocked. Wallace will deliver in towards the box. It's brought down by Parkin. Here's a chance. There's the goal. John Parkin scores. Preston North End are back on level terms, and it's the Beast who's got the goal just before the break. It's Preston North End 1, Plymouth 1. John Parkin's got the goal, and it's just what Preston deserve.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I think again, Ross Wallace will be taking credit for getting Parker's goal this season. Put a good ball back in the box there, and Parker's trademark chest and volley, and it's brought Preston level.
Chance to try and take the lead through a set piece. It's a high one into the area. St Ledger gets a touch to Parkin, right foot. It comes out now to Parkin, rather on his left, on the post, and this time it's in. It was Brown's effort that was charged down. It came out to Parkin, and he's used the woodwork for a second time in a matter of minutes. But this time to much greater effect because he's got the opening goal. It's Preston 1, Norwich 0, and not before time, Steve.
Cometh the hour, cometh the man. John Parkin, like I said, has been our best player for me for the last 4 or 5 weeks. Outstanding, and 5 minutes ago I was unfortunate the post had come out, but this time on the opposite side of the penalty box, on his left foot again, drilled it in and inside the post and went in.
McGoldrick now, chance to run at the North End defence. Oh, it's a good foot in there by Sean St Ledger, but it's fallen to Sermon. And Andrew Sermon, after 19 minutes, puts Southampton into the lead. It was a good run into the box from McGoldrick. St Ledger got the tackle in. Eventually found its way to Sermon, who fired it between the legs of Sedgwick and gave Andy Lonergan no chance. Oh, McKenna in there with a good tackle, but he eventually loses out. Won by Nolan. Still with Southampton. Chance to push forward. Saganowski on the edge of the box. Oh, it's a first time strike. And Andy Lonergan, no chance. 29 minutes gone. Southampton make it 2-0. What a wonder strike from Saganowski. But North End had a chance to clear the danger, they never did. And when it fell to Saganowski, 25 yards out from goal, he had one thing on his mind, and that was to put it in the back of the net. Sedgwick now. Oh, he's beaten Sedgwick, and a chance now to break forward Southampton. It's with Saganowski, who scored that goal after 29 minutes. Still Saganowski. Oh, there's nobody putting a tackle in through 2 sets of legs. And 3 minutes before half-time, Saganowski makes it 3-0 to Southampton. Alan Irvine won't be happy. He ran half the length of the pitch. He still had work to do, but his shot went through 2 players' legs and into the back of the net. Oh, it's a good fingertip away from Andy Lonergan now. Brown looking for support. Chaplow. Oh, it's good play there, McKenna and Brown. Chaplow still pushing forward. Elliott wants the ball pushed to him. He's got it now. Elliott with a chance to cross. Oh, was that handball? North End fans were claiming handball. Oh, it's a good save. Jones now. Oh, it's a free kick, edge of the box. Referee plays on, and it's a great strike from Ross Wallace. I thought the referee was going to blow for the free kick on 25 yards out from goal, but he played a good advantage, and Ross Wallace picked his spot and fired it into the corner of the net. And now North End are back in the game. It's 3-1 Southampton.
Wright will look for Stead, but Yomawane was alert to that, although Chaplow couldn't keep hold of the ball. He does win it back there with the tackle against Quinn, and Billy Jones tries to play it back into trouble, and he's given it away this time. Ipswich can't keep hold of the ball though, and it's with Preston once more, and it's Whaley who tries to play it down the line for Elliott to chase. He'll try to get the better of the defender, and he does so in towards the penalty area. He's pulled down, the assistant's waving the flag, penalty kick. Stephen Elliott pulled down inside the penalty area by Alex Bruce. The referee wasn't sure, the assistant was, and right in front of the travelling fans, Preston are awarded a penalty kick. And the Scot, who has already got a couple of goals this season, is ready to strike it. Richard Wright's in front of him. Callum Davidson steps up and just about sneaks it past the goalkeeper to give Preston North End the lead inside the opening 5 minutes here at Deepdale. It's Callum Davidson's 4th goal of the season. It could be a crucial goal in what is a crucial game at the top of the Championship, and it's the best possible start for Alan Irvine and his side. It's Preston North End 1, Ipswich Town 0. Volts to Miller, now Norris. One-touch football from Ipswich, but given away. Sean St Ledger quickly gives it them back though. Miller to Stead. Sean St Ledger was quickly apologising, but he might have to try and do more than that at the moment, because it's Savelli to Miller inside the penalty area. Miller, and he manages to score. He's done it again against Preston North End. Tommy Miller gets his 5th goal of the season, and it all came from an error by Sean St Ledger inside his own half. And Miller was there to equalise on the half-hour mark at Deepdale. And well, the game is back in the melting pot. McKenna with the ball just loops up into the sky, and then he gets it back and gives Parkins something to chase. As the goalkeeper gets there, Parkins got his head to it, and John Parkins got a goal out of absolutely nothing. From just outside the penalty area, a real mix-up between Richard Wright and Alex Bruce on the edge of the 18-yard box. John Parkin just got his body in the way, put his head on the ball, and all of a sudden it dribbled over the line, and Preston have got themselves another bizarre goal. John Parkin won't mind that one little bit though, because Preston are back in front with less than 5 minutes to go to the half-time break. Wallace left-footed crosses in towards the edge of the 6-yard box, and it's just scooped into the net, and it's Stephen Elliott who scored, and that surely will be the 3 points for Preston in this huge playoff game between two sides chasing the Premier League, and Stephen Elliott is in the right place at the right time to thunder the ball into the roof of the net from Wallace's corner kick. And surely Alan Irvine and Preston are celebrating 3 valuable points this afternoon. It's Miller who will try and curl it in. Fabulous goal from Tommy Miller. He scored a stunner, his 2nd of the afternoon. Wonderful free kick, and so soon after Preston had got a 2-goal cushion, they've lost it again, and it's that man Tommy Miller to score.
We'll take it quickly. It's Morgan inside to Kelvin Davis. Wide left for McGugan. He plays it down the left. Forest have it in Cohen. Cohen lays it off. It's hooked into the centre from Lynch. There's arriving Earnshaw to open the scoring, and the diminutive striker showed that his height really didn't make a difference when the ball's delivered that well, and he was in space. All he had to do was nod it down to beat the outstretched arm of Lonergan, who really couldn't do much about it. He was in too much space. It was a good ball delivered into the middle, I think, from Lynch. And, well, Forest have made Preston pay. It's Forest 1, Preston 0. Left-footed ball into the middle from Wallace. Head comes in, and it's touched home by Parkin on the far stick. Preston have an immediate response. Just 4 minutes between the 2 goals. It's Parkin stabbing it home. Forest 1, Preston 1, and it was a set piece that told for Preston. Another well-delivered cross into the centre, this time for P&E, and well taken by Parkin. He really just had to stab it towards goal. Oh, that's a pull ball back from Davis, and Forest are in. Lonergan is furious. Davis has got his head in his hands. There was a call from Lonergan. Davis laid it off, and it was awkward for Lonergan to clear, and it was stabbed home. And in the Simon, I can't quite see who's standing on. I think it's Earnshaw for his second. But Lonergan absolutely furious with the loney centre-back, and Davis, well, there was just a mix-up between the two, and Preston have gifted them a goal.
Wants to take it quickly too, and he'll look for Darren Carter on the left-hand side. There's men forward here as Carter tries to cross it towards the back stick. Nicholson tries to get his head to it. Here's Elliott, might fall for Jones! Great goal for Preston North End, and it's Billy Jones who scored it. It's his third goal of the season, and amazingly, it's from his third appearance in the centre of midfield. And it's a vital goal for Preston North End, away from home in the playoff race. Terrific work from Carter down the left-hand side, headed down in towards the penalty area. It falls to Billy Jones, who didn't need to be asked twice. He rattled it past Baroni, and Preston North End have the lead. Crystal Palace coming forward now with Stokes on the right-hand side. It's Stokes in towards the penalty area, tries to get the shot away, it hits the bar and goes in, and Crystal Palace have got an equaliser. And it's their man who's making his first full appearance in a Crystal Palace shirt, Anthony Stokes, who has scored it just a couple of minutes after Billy Jones had put Preston in front. And, well, the lead was short-lived, and it's a good individual goal from Anthony Stokes, his first for the club. Rifle takes the throw quickly and gives it to Oster. Tries to play it in towards Eiffel, in towards the penalty area. Great chance, and there's a goal, and it's come from Neil Dans for Crystal Palace, who've turned the scoreline around so quickly, and they find themselves in front from that quickly taken throw-in. Eiffel's ball across the face of goal, and Neil Dans was there free on the edge of the 6-yard box to prod home and put Neil Warnock's side in front.
Well, I just hope they get something in the next few minutes, otherwise you feel Sheffield Wednesday starting to grow in confidence. They've got an opportunity. Here's Words into the centre, and there's the opening goal! Exactly what we're talking about. McAllister finds Francis Jeffers in the far side of the box, and the easiest of tasks just to stab home. One has to question the marking, but you just felt the nervousness creeping into Preston's game. Mistakes were starting to be made, and Sheffield Wednesday, credit to them, have capitalised. Half an hour gone here, and it's Preston 0, Sheffield Wednesday 1, and a real body blow to Preston North End's playoffs hopes if they can't get a result here tonight. So far so good for them. They want to make a substitution, Brian Law's side, but the referee didn't see it, and he's shouting something rather unpleasant from the touchlines as a consequence. Play goes on meanwhile to Preston's advantage. Sedgwick, last chance surely for Preston. Shot chucked down. Parkin's done it! Parkin's done it in the final seconds! He stuffed it home, and Preston have surely done enough to get a point now. Is that the lifeline that they need to go on and produce the goods between now and the end of the season? And it's that man Parkin. 5 goals in 7 games for the big man up front. And Steve, we said if anyone's going to do it, the Beast will.
It's Bouzalan who takes a touch and finds Wright on the right-hand side. Jordan Henderson tries to play Wright in now on the edge of the box. Wright continues his run forward, cross the face of goal, and he scored. It might have taken a touch. Sean St. Ledger's not happy with the decision, but the goal will stand. Right with the initial shot. Clinton Morrison looks like he's claiming it. What is for sure is that Coventry have scored. Some of the Preston players aren't too sure whether the goal should be allowed, but it has stood. Here's Wallace, left-footed, in towards the box. It's back to the far post. Oh, it's an own goal. Headed into the back of his own net. I think it's Stephen Wright. And Preston North End are gifted an equaliser from Ross Wallace's free kick. It was Sean St Ledger, I think, on the back stick, putting the defender under pressure, and all he could do is put it past Kieran Westwood. Westwood now with the free kick. It's a poor one. It's Wallace who tries to play it forward. Parkins onside and through on goal. John Parkin in towards the penalty area, around the goalkeeper, and he scores! John Parkin's done it again. He's completed the turnaround for Preston North End. The beast is on fire. Preston North End go in front. It's Preston North End 2, Coventry 1.
You just love the guy, don't you, Jonathan? I mean, talk about composure. You know, everybody remembers Ian Rush. You know, he used to walk round keepers. It was a tight angle. He walked round the keeper. He danced round him, and he just looked up and side-footed into an empty net.
McKenna plays it forward on the 1-2, actually finds Parkin, who steps over the ball. Jones can't get there, and Bristol City managed to get it out of the area and try and break away down the left side with a long ball forward looking for Adebola. It ricochets off the back of his boot, and he's managed to get hold of the ball. He then slides it through the legs of Mawene. Adebola playing the ball into the centre, finds Maynard, and Maynard's opened the scoring for Bristol City. On the break down the left, Adebola caused problems for Yul Mawene, crossed it into the centre, and there was his strike partner Maynard to head home to make it Bristol City 1, Preston North End 0. And what a body blow that is for Preston North End. Well, it was a quick breakaway down that left, and they were found wanting. Maynard got on the end of it and headed home from inside the 6-yard box. Little that Lonergan could do. We've got our first goal after 58 minutes, but it's gone the way of the home side, and it's through the industry really with the big frontman Dele Adebola. He lost it once, managed to get it past Mawene by hook or by crook, and delivered the perfect cross for Maynard to attack and grab his 11th goal of the championship. Preston have got a corner from nothing. It's taken quickly, arriving, Mawene steers it towards goal, he scored! Yul Mawene with a snatch shot stabs it home. Bristol City caught sleeping at Bradley Orr. Hang your head in shame for the gifted corner that Preston North End said thank you very much with. Knocked into the centre, Yul Mawene will not score a more crucial goal this season or perhaps any other. It's given Preston a real chance in the final stages of this game. It is a cup final, it means the world to either side, and Preston are right back in it. It's Bristol City 1, Preston North End 1. And Yul Mawene, of all people, coming forward to knock it home from that set piece.
Yul, Sky Sports came and did a feature with you this week, and they told us before the game they needed to get some extra shots for you because they didn't have many goals to show from this season that you've scored, but you've got one tonight.
Yeah, I mean, probably would have been happier with a clean sheet. I mean, a score is good, you know, and didn't know a score, to be honest, you know. Thought it was gone to Rule Z, to be honest, but you know, we'll take that, you know, and move on to the next one, I think.
Wallace has got the ball. He's got room on the right-hand side, and instead he tried to play it into the feet of Elliott, and he gave the ball away. And now it's Sean Barker who's able to run forward, but he's challenged by Wallace. The ball will fall nicely for Charlie Adam, who's running forward, tries to get the shot away. It's hit the bar, and it's gone in. And Blackpool have got the game's opening goal in this All Lancashire affair just 2 or 3 minutes before half-time. And it's Charlie Adam with his second goal of the season to give Blackpool a priceless lead in this massive fixture. It's Preston North End 0, Blackpool 1.
Now Preston break away with the ball into the centre. There's a header, there's the opening goal. It's Brown heading home from point-blank range. It was a lovely delivered cross into the centre, I think, from Nolan. And Brown has given Preston North End hope. It ain't over just yet, thank you. Chris Brown heads home to make it Doncaster Rovers 0, Preston North End 1, and hope of the playoffs lingers on. He takes it quickly, Mellor has it. Back to Nolan in space, time to cross onto his right foot it goes. He plays it into the middle, headed away only as far as Williamson, who lays it into the feet of Parkin. Parkin turns, will he get a shot away, left-footed, into Mellor's path, Mellor turns, Mellor scores, 2-0 Preston, and are they on the way to 3 points? The substitute Parkin, his shot actually turned pass into Mellor's feet, and Mellor made no mistake by stabbing it home into the far corner, sending the Preston fans into absolute fits of ecstasy away to our left. It's Preston leading by 2-0. Mellor made no mistake.
Lonergan is ready now with the free kick for Preston, which he sends forward towards the edge of the box. Parkin tries to nod it down. Mellor deflected, goal! Neil Mellor will claim it. Preston North End have the lead on 15 minutes at Deepdale. Parkin's flick on, Mellor with the finish, and Preston, they just won't let the playoff dream die. It's Preston North End 1, Cardiff 0.
Fantastic, Jonathan. It's just what we wanted, and you can feel the relief going around the supporters, and basically just get in. It took a lucky deflection, but we'll take it.
Wallace delivers towards the back stick. Mawani is there. He'll head it back across goal. Might fall for Mellor. Here's McKenna from long range. Deflection. It's another goal. McKenna striked it. I think Neil Mellor is claiming it. It doesn't matter because Preston have doubled their advantage just before half-time. And it's the perfect 45 minutes for Alan Irvine. It's Preston North End 2, Cardiff 0. McKenna, who looks like he's going to be denied a goal on his 472nd appearance, because it certainly looked as if it came off Mellor, who's put a great ball forward now for Parkin, who's through on goal. His touch is a bit heavy. Parkin anyway, 3-0 to Preston. Surely that's the 3 points as well for Preston North End this afternoon. The Beast has got his 10th goal of the season, and it looks like Preston are going to keep the playoff dream alive for another week at least. It's Preston North End 3, Cardiff City 0.
This is truly unbelievable, isn't it? Parkin just gets a fantastic through ball played to him, throws the keeper, and Parkin is deadly in those situations, isn't he? And he slipped under the advancing goalkeeper.
Kennedy back to his goalkeeper, Taylor, and Parkin will put him under pressure. It's as if someone said to the two Preston strikers to put Taylor under a bit of pressure in the second half, and they're certainly running onto his clearances. Sedgwick doing terrifically well now, getting away from 2 players, laying it off to Mellor, who crosses the ball in, trying to pick out the striker Parkin, and he's headed into his own net in comical fashion. And Preston North End have got a 4th, and it's turning into a disastrous afternoon for Cardiff City and Dave Jones. And I think it's Mark Kennedy who has got his hands on his head. He has put through his own net in horrendous circumstances to give Preston their 4th. Taylor, Kaminga's on the left-hand side now for the Bluebirds, taking on Elliott. He's challenged as Moine plays it into the feet of Billy Jones. Jones for McKenna now. McKenna towards the centre circle. Preston playing their football again and finding a bit of space, and it's Nolan who's running forward down the left-hand side. Nolan just cuts in field onto his right foot, plays it into the path of Sedgwick now, who crosses, looking for Brown with the header. Brown scored. Preston have 5 this afternoon against Cardiff City, and it's the substitute Chris Brown who gets 2 in 2. And Preston North End are really running riot. Preston 5, Cardiff 0. Kamingas is under it. Billy Jones will get to the second ball. Wallace will try and help it into the path of Elliott. He has done so. Billy Jones to Carter. Jones once more finds Carter in midfield, coming on for McKenna for the last 10 or 15 minutes or so, giving him a bit of a break. And here is Williamson coming through. He's got Elliott to his right. Williamson goes alone. It's 6. Lee Williamson Thompson with his first ever goal for Preston North End. And the afternoon is getting better and better. It's 6 now for Alan Irvine, and this result is beyond his wildest dreams. Preston North End 6, Cardiff 0.
I'm in a complete state of shock, Jonathan. Just trying to come to terms with that. 6-0. Unbelievable.
You yourself are now in double figures for championship goals this season. Talk us through your 2 goals.
Lucky goals, I'll say, but strikers' goals. I mean, the first one I've not even hit it that well, and it took a little deflection and just kind of trickled in, which was a relief. And then the second one, Kenna's hit one, and as all good strikers, just following it in and getting a little toe on it, and you know I've put it past the keeper. So Kenna was a little bit disappointed because obviously it's a great achievement for him today. I don't know if he's equalled Sir Tom's appearance record, so it would have been nice for him to get a goal, but I'm a striker, I've got a touch on it, so as far as I'm concerned it's my goal.
Lee, you scored your first Preston North End goal this afternoon. It capped an absolutely fantastic afternoon.
Yeah, I'm delighted to get off the mark. It's the 6th goal of the day, and it wasn't just a good goal, it's a good build up, and the boys done really well today.
St Ledger has just caught in the face, but he's quickly back up on his feet. He has to be 2 because it's McFadden crossing the ball in from the right-hand side. There goes the header, and it's Fahy who scored for Birmingham City in what could be a goal that earns them in the Premier League next season. For Preston North End, it could be the end of any playoff chances. Keith Fahy gets his 3rd goal of the season, and it could spell the end for Preston North End this season in their hopes of reaching the playoffs. Birmingham City 1, Preston North End 0. The goal against the run of play, but it's so important for the home side, who sense the Premier League is only 32 minutes away now. Steve Cowell, disappointment.
Yeah, Taylor 2 headers, and Nick Sedge's missed header and he put it in. Sean St Ledger's missed header, and but Chris Sedgwick's going to be really disappointed because he lost his man, didn't he? And he ghosted him, but like you said, you hit the nail on the head, Jonathan. That's against run of play. Preston don't deserve that. They've been absolutely fantastic.
It's Billy Jones on the right-hand side, tries to get away from Traore, crosses the ball in left-footed, headed away by Quedru. McKenna tries to help it forward, but his ball forward has just been looped up in the air. Nolan brings it down. Sean St Ledger, who missed a glorious chance with the goal game at 0-0 from a header, tries to play it forward. Jahidi heads it away, only as far as Wallace. McKenna now runs further forward. McKenna from a long way out. What a goal! What a fabulous goal from Paul McKenna. From nothing, McKenna with a half volley sends a bullet past Mike Taylor to give Preston hope in the final 22 minutes. And all the Preston fans who've made the trip here to St Andrews are on their feet. And can Preston turn it around and keep those playoff ambitions alive? It's Birmingham City 1, Preston North End 1, and Paul McKenna has scored a stunning goal that could be so important come the end of the season. Here is Wallace. Wallace strikes it, hits the bar, he scored! Ross Wallace has scored with 90 seconds of normal time remaining, and Preston North End have turned the game around at St Andrews, and Ross Wallace has scored a sublime free kick to keep alive the playoff chances. And it's going to go to the final day against Queen's Park Rangers. Don't write Preston off yet. Ross Wallace has scored a wonder goal, and Preston are on the verge of a famous victory at St Andrews. It's Birmingham City 1, Preston North End 2.
Where's Ross Wallace going?
Has Ross Wallace been yellow carded? He must have been yellow carded for his celebration, which means he's off. So Preston are going to be down to 9 men.
Ross, what a way to win a big match.
Yeah, good strike, and
You know, it's good. It's brilliant for the lads. You know, they're all buzzing in there.
We're better than a good strike. Better! Birmingham at their place.
The equalising goal was a fantastic strike. If we weren't presenting the Player of the Year awards tomorrow night, goal of the season contender that would have been.
Both would be. Both were fantastic strikes, and certainly both would be right up there as far as the goal of the season was concerned.
That's a bit of a mix-up at the back between Kearney and the defender Gordon. And it made the pay! And it's the Player of the Year scoring what could have been the goal of the year. The Beast has intimidated QPR into a schoolboy error. Kearney and Gordon, what were they playing at? We don't care. There was Parkin, and from the tightest of angles, he made no mistake. Preston have the lead, and it is game on here at Deepdale. Whaley clears it away. Any old how, not good enough for the Preston fans who grumble at that. On the halfway line, QPR picking up again with Hogan Ephraim. Ephraim plays it forward to Vine. Vine looking for the run of Ephraim and then cuts inside himself, gets round one, plays it into the path of Ashman. Danger here, goal here for QPR, and has that, the former Preston North End player, put an end to any playoff hopes that Preston North End have. Ashman and his new teammates celebrate. The Preston North End fans sit back, have a moan at him.
Confirmation of the goal from Quiz.
There's a very long throw indeed from Parkin. It's wonderful. That's a good header. Up St Ledger goes. It's scored! Shot St Ledger scored! Parkin provided with the long throw, and shot St Ledger's headed home from point blank range. It wasn't pretty, but who cares? Preston have the lead again, and as it stands, they're in the playoffs and they're in the mix-up for the Premiership. Well, twists and turns are plenty. Preston took the lead, they surrendered it, but they're back in the game.
John Parkin puts us in front with a goal from a very acute angle. I mean, everyone must have been delighted after that.
You can't take this serious. Yeah, you know, obviously Parky's worked hard. He's chased the defender and then he scored the goal. Probably whether or not he should have passed it to Miles, you know, we don't care at the moment. And then obviously he's had a long throw as well. I don't know where that's come from. And then it must never been a known goal. And then obviously Brownie's flicked it on and then rose like a salmon and headed it in.
You rose like a salmon onto a secret weapon of a throwing. We didn't know he had that in his locker.
Maybe he might be coming out a little bit more, you know. We didn't know. He's messed about in training a few times, you know, but obviously he's the beast and he must have strong arms.
Nude, you've enjoyed some big nights here, some big matches. How does that compare?
Yeah, it was fantastic, you know, I really enjoyed it. You know, it was nervous towards the end when, you know, cards cleared off the line, but, you know, when the result came and we knew we had 2 minutes to hold on for it, and, you know, it was exciting towards the end, but, you know, I'm just glad we did it in the end.
It's good to see your interview skills have improved in the Premiership club.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. I'm not stuttering no more, so it's alright.
Chipped into the centre. Up goes Miller and Parkin, and like an enforcer, St Ledger in the area, and he's stabbed it home. It's no offside, and it's St Ledger again for the second game in succession. He scored a crucial goal, and it's first blood Preston North End, and it's shown St Ledger on the score sheet again. Preston 1, Sheffield United 0, and Mark from the most unlikely of sources.
Yes, absolutely. It was a flick on. It looked offside, but it might have been a Sheffield United head. So yeah, great goal.
I've got to say the flag stayed down, but even watching the replay, it looked like he was a yard or so behind the last man. But just looking at it again as the ball is knocked into centre, it did come off a red and white shirt, and there was St Ledger to stab home. It's a long ball through the middle. The immediate flick on by Henderson, who seems to have a bit more support from Ward. There's a quick fire start from Sheffield United. The effort charged down by Lonergan. Well, back into the centre, and Sheffield United have got a shock equaliser from Howard in the opening seconds. Just 18 seconds gone in this second half, and Sheffield United have stormed down one end and pulled themselves back into the game. Preston won, Sheffield United won, and Preston are rocked. Well, Mark, we've barely drawn breath from the kick-off, and they've immediately come up with something.
Absolutely, the intent was off the kick-off. They were straight at them, and in all fairness, they broke really, really well. Unfortunate start of the second half for Preston North End.
Well, it's all square, and back to square one for Preston. It's a flick on towards the centre, headed away. Mwenni has to cover. He's got 2 red shirts to get in front of, though, and Sheffield United have it still, and they work it into the area for Cotterill, who legs it off. There's Walker, first time ball into the centre, header comes in, and Sheffield United have the lead. The arm is aloft from Halford. It was lofted into the centre, and finally a red shirt got on the end of it, and the header looped over the head of Lonergan at full stretch, couldn't get there, and how have Preston's dreams of promotion to the Premiership been dealt a killer blow. Well, they've got half an hour or so to try and get back into it. Sheffield United's pressure has finally told, and a brave rearguard action by Preston North End has finally capitulated. And Mark, you wondered how long it would be before they forced another save from Lonergan, but they've done better than that. That header was really unstoppable. He had no chance.
Absolutely, and to be fair, the pattern of play leading up to the goal was really, really good from Sheffield United. So fair play to them, and in all fairness, Andy Lonergan had absolutely no chance in goal.
Alan, commiserations, disappointing result, but your lads really put in a determined effort for you tonight.
Late in the game, yeah. Obviously, I'm very disappointed that we've got so far and not quite been able to make that next step. We didn't play as well as we can do. I can't have any complaints about the result because I think Sheffield United were better than us in both games. But the lads can be proud of what they've done this season. I don't think anybody expected us to be in this position. They've worked extremely hard to get to this position. They've come on a long, long way since this time last year, and hopefully we will improve again in the summer and through the course of next season, and maybe go the next step.
Having weathered the storm somewhat in the first half, it perhaps took them taking the lead for you to come out and start to create some significant chances of your own.
Yeah, we showed character again, and I'm delighted about that. Obviously, I would have liked us to have played like that right from the start of the game, but that's very easy to say and not quite so easy to do. We're bitterly disappointed. We didn't do ourselves justice overall, but as I say, the lads can be very proud of what they've done, and I can't be too hard on them.
Clearly from the start you made changes, not just to your lineup but to your formation to try and combat Sheffield United. Yeah, we did, and I felt that was okay. I felt that the change of system was working fine at the start of the game in particular, but then our passing was poor, our decision making on the ball was poor, and it doesn't matter what system you play, if you don't pass the ball well enough, if you don't make the right choices, then you'll have a problem. You talked all season about wanting to make progress from last year. You've made significant progress to get to this stage, but even so, it's still a blow to go out in this way.
Of course it is, yeah. It's extremely painful. It's going to take a while to get over this without any doubt, but we have to do that, and we can be pleased with the progress we've made. And we've got plenty of things that we can try and improve over the course of the close season and into next season, and as I say, hopefully we'll be better equipped.
You make that same sort of progress again next year, and it'll be another successful season for Preston North End.
Yeah, it would be. we would have been looking for things to improve anyway. I said that before these games. I said it before we even got into the playoffs, that we would be looking for all the areas in which we can make little improvements, and that's what we'll do. Over the course of the summer, we'll look back on everything that we've done, try and learn the lessons about things that were good, things that worked well, things that didn't work so well, and try and come back stronger.
You could tell at the end, the fact the players just were out there on the pitch, they didn't really know what to do with themselves, how much they felt it, and fantastic that every single Preston fan who travelled here today just continued to stay behind until all those players had left the field, because they gave them a fantastic backing tonight. It
was brilliant, and actually I'd like to apologise to the fans, because my intention was to go up and thank the fans in person. But when I saw all their fans running onto the pitch, I thought, well, it's just time to get off. And I'm sorry and I'm disappointed that I wasn't able to do that, because they've been terrific. The travelling fans in particular have been terrific all season, and I would have liked to have had the opportunity to go and thank them for their support.
If they come back like that next season, they'll be a fantastic 12th man to have for the 2009-10 season.
Absolutely. They do really well for us, particularly on the road. And obviously there are times at Deepdale when they're fantastic as well, and it helps. And as I said earlier, I'm disappointed I didn't get the chance to go and acknowledge the fans.